Plenty going on in the rugby league world, Brandy.
Yeah, there certainly is, chaps, and g'day to yourself and to everyone out there that has joined us on our YouTube channel. Big weekend this weekend up at Mudgee. Teamless Tuesday for the annual Charity Shield match there. Back at Mudgee this year. It missed out last year due to us playing in Vegas. We held it at Cogra last year, but back up at Mudgee, it's always a great weekend, chaps. I know you're heading out there. And to everyone else that's heading out there, make sure you have a good time. Unfortunately, I can't make it this year. I've got to head over to Bali. I've got a 50th birthday over there I have to attend to.
Come on, guys.
But
don't feel sorry for him out there.
It's always a great weekend, and I'm very disappointed I won't be out there. But all the best to everyone who's going out there.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll have a good time over there. I'm heading out to Mudgee, really looking forward to it. I think the team's going. They've got a training session tomorrow. They're going to head out there Thursday. I think I'm leaving the same day. Going to knock around a bit of golf on Friday and, really get out there and enjoy that game. Look, we've got a few things come up. We'll talk about the re-signing of Tai Munro. I think it's a really big one for the club. We're going to go through the Gosford trial, wrap that one up and get it stuck into the Teamless Tuesday. But yeah, Brownie, about lunchtime today, South City announced the signing. I don't think it was a big secret or anything. I think it's been around town for a little while, but Tai's hanging around for another couple of years, at least till 2027. I think it's a great deal for both player and club.
Yeah, it certainly is, chaps. And like you just said, huge news for the South Sydney Rabbitohs moving forward. He is the future of the club. We've all seen what he's done in the limited time that he's been in the top grade, but more importantly, what he did the other night in the All-Stars game is a dead-set superstar. He's a try-scoring machine. He's a big body. He's got plenty of speed, and most importantly, he loves to work and he loves to learn. And really looking forward to watching him develop over the next couple of years. That he's going to be in this mighty South Sydney jumper.
I was over there at the All-Stars game the other day. It was like trains, planes, and automobiles to get out there. But we went from the juniors, watched the trial game. Me, Brownie, and Big Scotty, and my daughter and a buddy. And we went to Central, and they said, "Oh, look, the trains aren't going direct to Parramatta. They're doing a service on the line." Brownie's turned around and give it the heave-ho. And
I done the U-turn.
I said, "I better go," because my mate's young bloke was playing, Ethan Roberts, and he did his job out there too, Ethan. So then he had to get off at Homebush, walk about half a K, and then get a bus. Then a bus to the station, and then walk all the way. Anyway, it's a big mission to get there and back. But just to see him live now out on the field, and he looks big. I was sort of a bit of a nosebleed section seat up one end. I think we're up the northern end, and I kept second guessing. Is that Tyrone? Jeez, he looks big, huh? He just didn't get a lot of opportunities. I think the game was played right down the tram lines down the middle, and the edges didn't. I think maybe Jaden Campbell hung under the ball a fair bit. He loved the dummy, loved the show and go. Jaden Campbell, he certainly didn't let it sing.
Yeah.
I thought he looked really good, and he's in for a big year. Look, he's only played the 7 first grade games, 6 tries. He was plagued by injuries last year. I think he hurt himself in a simulated game at Heffron, and then they brought him back early against Cronulla. He got injured straight away, and he just came back at the back end of the year, and he didn't miss a beat. We all think about that horrible week that he had in his within his family, where he lost 2 loved ones, and then goes out 48 hours later and knocks up 2 tries out there at the foot of the mountains. And I'm glad I was out there for that one, because that was a really emotional one.
Yeah, outstanding. And just going back to the other night's game there in the All-Stars, chaps, he never said he had many opportunities, and he didn't. But the good thing about it was he come in looking for work, didn't he?
Yeah.
He loves the tough carries. He loves putting his hand up, saying, "Give me the ball. I'll get us out of trouble." A big body, and that's what you need from your wingers. And really looking forward to him playing on Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon in the Charity Shield. And once again, I want to apologise to our sign. We are recording off our phone, so it does flip around. So we'll get that sorted probably over the next couple of weeks. Big Les has been missing in action over the last couple of episodes. He had a big game.
Playing the footy, didn't he?
Yeah.
With all the podcasting crew, and sounds like he ran all right, the big fella.
Yeah, well, I didn't get to watch the game, but I'll have to try and get some highlights, chaps, and see how Big Les does perform. I seen him getting his shoulder strapped, so hopefully he made a couple of tackles.
Yeah, he had the number 4 on his back, I think, so he might have been out in the centres. So we'll get the big fella back. He's doing a bit of stuff with. We'll find out exactly the details on that, but he's doing a bit of Supercoach stuff on a Monday night. So
yep.
We'll get the lowdown on that one. And anyway, the Gosford trial, we were beaten 34 points to 24 up there on the Central Coast in a game where Look, it almost didn't happen, Brownie. Someone's had a bit of a turn in the crowd, a lady, and they did their absolute best up there. Sounds like there's a bit of investigation into the paramedic situation. We'll let that play out, but I am told the lady has had a recovery. It was
That's great,
yeah. Because your first thought was, geez, maybe it's a fatality or something like that. And that would have been a pretty scary situation from everyone around her, family and friends and people in the crowd, and a lot of frustration too. We know Brendan Taliski, the human rabbit himself, he was up there, the two kids, and they chucked the towel in by the time kick off. But Brendan's like, he turned around and came back in.
Yeah, good on him.
And look, he watched a pretty fun game, but at the end of the day, it was 34-6 with 6.5 minutes left on the clock, and the boys come back and scored 3 tries in the dying 3 or 4 minutes to just to put a bit of respect on the score. But it just kept swinging, didn't they, Brownie?
Yeah, I'm glad they did, because it was all one-way traffic basically. It wasn't two teams that weren't at full strength, especially us with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I think the Manly side probably had a couple of more top 30 players in it than what we did.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, a little bit disappointing. But at the end of the day, it is only a trial. We won't be going on trial form until we see, this week's round in the Charity Shield, especially in the first quarter. If the team lines up that Wayne has announced, it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we had tries to Jai Gray, Atata, Kepi, and Bentley Harpe. And it was the first opportunity to get a look at Lewis Dodd in the Rabbitohs jersey. And me personally, I thought his kicking game was pretty strong. Didn't get a lot of opportunities to run the football. He iced a 2-on-1 for that final try. His defence was pretty solid. They targeted him a little bit, but I think they went down Ashton Ward's side a lot more. The left edge, they leaked 5 tries out of the 7. So, Dodd, what were your thoughts on Louis?
Yeah, similar to you, chaps. Didn't get a great deal of opportunity with the ball. Even in attack, they kept it going down the left-hand side on many of occasions. But yeah, kicking game was nice. He hit the grass a couple of times, and that's something that we haven't done, throughout the last season. It's always good to have some variation in your kicking game, and hopefully he can bring that to his game, throughout the early rounds and put us in good position, good field position. So, a lot to work on. But he's got a lot of good players to come back into this team, and hopefully he'll get the opportunity to prove himself when we're at full strength.
Yeah, well, Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell are going to take a lot of pressure off a number 7 like Louis, who's just got to go out there. Looked like he was pretty verbal. I was watching him when we had set plays and stuff like that off the ball, when we had some penalties. The mouth was moving a lot, Brownie. We want to see him directing traffic, telling people what he wants, where he wants to go. But at the end of the day, he's just got to get that tackle 5 right, put the ball where it needs to be at the end, and Latrell and the boys will do the rest.
Well, from the highlights that I've seen, chaps, he likes to play both sides of the field as well. Whether he's going to have that freedom here in the NRL, I don't know, but he likes to get his hands on the ball. 3, 4, 5 tackles out of every set, especially when they're attacking. But just didn't get that opportunity. Didn't have that fluency in him last week, and hopefully he'll get better and better as the weeks go on.
Yeah, he's probably a left side dominant player like Cody, but they'll work something out there, I'm sure. Now, another couple of players' first looks. Mac McCarthy, I thought he looked pretty strong in the limited opportunities. Hubner, I thought he was a standout, Brownie. Had two carries in the first set of 6, and he was in everything.
Yeah, he's a busy player, isn't he, chaps? He's always on the ball. He does them 1%ers. He chases the kicks down and always puts his hand up for a hit up. But the only concerning thing about Hubner is his size. He's not real big, and being in a pack of forwards where we haven't got a real, big bopper in terms of our middles, he might have to settle playing in that 13 role when Cam and giving him a bit of a spell, because I don't think he can play up front. Even though the 13 plays up the middle, he gets dominated a little bit, Hubner, when he makes them tough carries. So, yeah, just a little bit small, but very busy, and probably one of our best performers the other night.
Yeah, and they had a size advantage here in the forward pack, no doubt about it, Manly. Atata, who was a bigger middle forward prop, I thought he was pretty impressive in his Rabbitohs debut, official Rabbitohs debut. and he's someone who I believe signed a Suppo contract, so he'd be available to play at some stage this year. You can play him round one if they want him to, but I don't know if that'll happen. But he was impressive. Scored a try, landed on his front a few times. Got gassed out a little bit in the middle there. It's expected after he's only his first full NRL pre-season. But yeah, the arrow's pointing up for Celestia Tata.
Well, he's probably one of the players that Wayne Bennett was talking about in his response to the Matt Lodge situation when he said he was happy with the players that he's got here. And I'm sure Atata is one of them players, especially being a middle player. You know, he might get an opportunity early on in the season, especially if our forwards aren't doing the job.
Yeah, obviously Thomas Fletcher topped the tackle count. He done well. I've got a bit of praise from Wayne Bennett there for topping the tackle count. So, and he's found himself in the 17 for the Charity Shield, which we'll get to that one a bit later. But look, he's someone that could possibly play in the first 5 rounds of the season, Brent.
Big chance.
Debut.
Big chance. Cam Murray, 50-50 to play. Jai Arrow hasn't been... get out! Get out! Get out!
Got the dogs just chopped in.
Sorry, guys. Get out!
Oh, she's seen an opportunity. The door was open. But, yeah, well, look, there's a few opportunities coming up. I mean, I think Keon's got a bit of a niggling shoulder. We want to make sure that that doesn't rear its ugly head all season. I mean, he's got himself in great shape. There could be an opportunity for Tommy there.
Sorry, guys.
And obviously you got Aitken is unavailable at the moment. Jairo's unavailable. They're all back rowers. Hosty, we haven't seen him off nobbies. He's still coming back from injury. Tom Fletcher's in the box to debut in the first 5 rounds of the season.
Yeah, like we just indicated, and I was just going to talk about before our dog walked into the studio. But yeah, a lot of injuries, chaps, and a lot of players unavailable for this particular weekend's game. And Schuster's another one that we haven't spotted. I don't even think we've spotted him on the training paddock as yet. But yeah, it's just a bit of an issue. A lot of injuries, and Thomas Fletcher might get his opportunity after a great performance. So I thought he went really, really strong the other night. His carries were strong. He got quick play the balls, landed on his front, and like you said, topped the tackle count. So really worked hard in his game, and yeah, he can only get better and better.
Another bloke rewarded, or 2 blokes rewarded to be in the 17 this week. Jai Gray, who you got to find a spot for this kid. He's a threat every time he carries the football. He's so quick. He can break a tackle because he's put a little bit of meat on the frame. You know, he just seems to be everywhere. And the other one, I think everyone was impressive, was Liam LeBlanc. You know, if you get him and Tallis Duncan playing together in the same, I'm going to call them the Bash Brothers. You know, a little bit like some of those Bash Brothers I had out there at Penrith. They're really aggressive in their contact, aren't they? And
They certainly are.
You know,
yeah.
you want to know, can people handle the aggression, and they tick all the boxes.
Well, Liam LeBlanc, especially, he never gets dominated in defence. Always picks them up and drives them on their back, and he's always got really good contact on them, first up contact. So, you know, you had a lot of the players that he does defend on, they're not getting post-contact meters, so they're not getting a roll on. So, yeah, well done to Liam, and he's a player that I'm really happy that he's getting an opportunity in the top 17. Look, the Charity Shield, it's changed a little bit over the years, especially when I was playing. It was a top 17, but now they use it as a bit of a guide, and they give a lot of players opportunities. But yeah, I'm sure Liam LeBlanc will take a lot of confidence out of being named in the top 17.
And a bit of a highlight for the Bunnies in the first half was a chase by Ashton Ward. It wasn't a great chase. Come from the clouds and cleaned up, I think it was Fatala or whatever it was, cleaned him up right before the line, turned him, and well, they scored the next play anyway. But
yeah, they got us for numbers down that right-hand side, and he was probably one of the players that didn't read as well. And but yeah, he really turned and chased and made up for his error. And yeah, congratulations to him. I thought he had a really, really strong game, Ward. He's very creative with the ball. And like you said, chaps, he done some nice things in defence. But yeah, a young kid that came over from the Dragons, and yeah, he'll be one to watch, especially over the pathway system. Yeah, where will he start, chaps? Will he play Jersey flag? Or?
No, I think he starts in New South Wales Cup.
Okay.
I think he might be 1 year slightly older. His halves partner is playing Jersey flag halfback this week. He come from the Dragons as well, so keep an eye out for him. He is sharp, that fella. But look, it's Teamless Tuesday. They've just named their team for Mudgee for this Saturday, and it's good to see the big fella's back, and he's back as captain. Latrell Mitchell, we got Isaiah Tass on the wing, which I like. I think him and Campbell Graham might strike up a combination there. Isaiah Tass on the wing. Declan Casey, and a new fella to the club. He grabs a spot in the centres with Jackie Whiten and Ty Munro, just freshly re-signed. In the halves, looking forward to seeing this combo, Jaden Sullivan and Louis Dodd, who I think they're going to get some game time this year, with Cody coming back from that injury. In the front row, exactly the same as Gosford, you got Kepi, Mamazoulis and David Mwali. And Keon, first time we're going to get a look at him this year. Tallis Duncan and Hubner in the start lineup. And in the 17 there, Brand, we've got Jamie Humphries, his first crack, Joy Gray, Thomas Fletcher, Liam LeBlanc, and then we've got a bit of an extended bench there, mate. But let's have a little chat about, look, Latrell at captain, do you like it?
Oh, of course, he's the most experienced player in our club. He's a big game player. He's won premierships. He's played for his state. He's played for his country, and he just loves the big stage. And I think he'll thrive with the captaincy, on his back. And just a really experienced player. And he's in for a big season. He knows it is. He's copped a lot of criticism over the last couple of years that his form hasn't been warranted. He hasn't played as many games as what people would like for him to play with the amount of money that he's on. But in saying that, he's come back fitter than ever this year. He's really trained the house down in the off season, and he's another one that there'll be a close eye on in the first couple of rounds, and starting this week in the Charity Shield.
Yeah, for sure. Look, we've got a little bit of cash thrown in the kitty there in the super chat from LL Lloyd FN. He said, "Go the Rabbitohs." So yeah, we echo the sentiments. If you want to make a comment there, by all means, we could discuss it right here live on the show as we're just starting to run through this Charity Shield lineup and what it means and what's going to happen there.
Please like and subscribe as well. It really helps this video with the algorithm, and and like you said, they're a nice little super chat there. Thank you very much.
And share it to any Rabbitohs fans that you think might be interested. Jamie Humphries, I know he's had a quad injury over the preseason. Just tweaked it a little bit last week. They had a precaution because we are pretty thin on numbers. They held him back. When you get the first look at this kid, Brownie, the first thing I want to look at is his physicality in the middle of the field. If he comes on at hooker, I want to see how he handles the middle there. Because Pete just probably lacked a little bit of physicality in that second half. He missed a few tackles, and he's only a slight bloke. We know Pete's going to give you everything he's got, but Jamie, different style player, bigger kid.
Yeah, well, made his debut as a halfback last year for the Manly club. But yeah, look, really looking forward to him, watching him go as well. Like you said, chaps, he's got a big physique on him. He'd be big for a halfback, so I'd say hopefully that he'll come on as a 9 when he replaces Pete Mamazoulis. But in saying that, got big Warwick Farms on him, hasn't he?
Has.
Yeah, he's got a big physique. So yeah, a good defender. A great kicker of the ball as well, so he can do everything, and you can do all that out of the number 9 position. Something that Pete hasn't got that in his game is a kicking game out of dummy half. So yeah, something he might bring a little bit different to that particular position.
He's a really good kicker. Humphries comes off the boot really clean. Look, we've talked about how big his Warwick Farms are. There's another bloke who's got, I reckon, nearly bigger Warwick Farms. He's shorter than him. That's Bailey Biondiota, who's worked his backside off to impress everyone down in the club, and I'm sure he's very close to securing a contract if he already hasn't. He gets an opportunity this week. Again, just held him back for a slight injury, but he looks like he gets a run on that extended bench. Looking forward to seeing what he can do when he comes off the bench. And
chaps, he's one of them, the Blackhawks players. Explain to all the viewers that don't know much about that particular program.
They're just down on a training trial. I think a lot of them have gone back. They had about 8 of them, didn't they? At one stage, they got down to 6. And, guys like Josh Stuckey and that, they've already been sent back to go and play up there. But Bailey Biondiota is one of the blokes that they like and they want to keep. And he looks sharp and he's in a position of need. He can cover hooker, he can cover 7, 6. And the other great thing is he's not going to be on debut. He's played first grade. He's had a taste of it. He's quite an experienced guy, and he's still only young, still in his early 20s. So I think he's going to be certainly one to look at. Brandy, the halves combination, Jaden, Buddy Sullivan, and Lewis Dodd. What do you make of Sullivan's performance in the All-Stars?
Yeah, similar to Lewis Dodd, wasn't it? Didn't get a great deal of opportunity, but was keen to get in there and get his hands on the ball. Offloaded a couple of nice little passes. Took the line on a couple of times as well. So, yeah, he's a player that's got excitement in him. And we've always said that he's going to probably fill that role if Cody does go down. And look at what's happened. Cody's injured and he's got the number 6 jersey on his back this weekend down there in Mudgee. So really looking forward to seeing how he performs and striking up a combination with Lewis Dodd. Like you said, chaps, you'll probably assume that they're going to be the 6 and 7 come round 1.
Yeah, if Cody doesn't quite get over the line there, or we know he's struggling a little bit at the moment, hasn't trained for a few weeks, but he's a bit of a natural, Cody. If he's 80% ready, he plays. That's just what he's like.
And the good thing about Sullivan too, he's got a nice kicking game. He's got a long kicking game as well, and that just varies up our kicking game with Lewis Dodd and Jaden Sullivan, especially either side of the ruck. So that's a bonus if you've got 2 kickers on the field.
Yeah, and I like Tallis Duncan in the starting lineup. They put him in the second row there, mate. Obviously, we got a bit of a shortage there.
Outstanding. I thought Tallis Duncan was probably one of the best players on the field the other night in the All-Stars game. And every time he takes the field, he's damaging, especially his ball carrying. Looks like he's going to break the line every time he touches the ball. He's got good footwork at the line. He can play out the back. He can play the link man. Not that he'll need to playing on an edge, but I'm sure at some stage throughout the Charity Shield, you'll get the opportunity to play at 13. And yeah, what a player. Like Ty Munro, future of the club. And it's good to see that we've got them both locked up.
And another bloke I thought played really well in the middle of the field. He was captain, Shaq Mitchell. Hasn't been named this week. I'm not sure what the status of Big Shacky is. Maybe he's picked up a little niggle in the All-Stars game. It was very physical. It was all played in that real centre third of the field. Not a lot of shifts, and wasn't a really open game of footy. They were really on top of each other, and he was up for it, the big fella, and he looked like he was in good form. So I'm really disappointed not seeing him in the list.
Yeah, it was good to see him have the C on his name for that Indigenous game. A lot of culture behind it. They really embraced that in their family, Latrell and Shaq, and a shout out to you, Matty, up there at Taree, looking after the farm. But yeah, came up with the first try, chaps. He was certainly excited about it, and yeah, he would have loved that, and the family would have as well. So yeah, unfortunate that he's not named, but like you said, he's probably carrying a little niggling injury, because I'd say every player that is available will be playing this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And St George, on the other hand, looked pretty strong on the weekend. It cleaned up a under-strength Roosters side, but all the big names, and we're all keeping an eye on it. One of our fan favourites, Damien Cook, 207-game veteran for the Rabbitohs. He comes up against his former club. Brownie, you've done this on a few occasions, mate. What's going through his head?
Oh, look, he just would have been going out. Professional as he is, it's just another game for Cookie. He wanted to go out there and just do the little things right, and that's exactly what he did. A quality player, once again, similar to Latrell. He's done it at the highest level, and St George have picked up a really good buy here. I think we're going to miss him dearly. Damien Cook, I would have loved to see him stay. Just leaves us a little bit short in that particular area, I think, especially the quality of the player that he is. He's got speed out of dummy half, and you can't coach that, chaps,
No.
especially getting out of dummy half, and he's done it on many occasions the other night, and he's only going to get better and better. And this week it is a little bit of a grudge match for them, and you always want to play good against your former clubs, and you'll seem to always get up for it that little bit more. Always give a little bit extra 1%.
We've had a lot of success over the Dragons in this Charity Shield. We've just about won every game in the last 10 or 12 years. Only given up the 1 or 2 losses there, so and a draw. So the boys will be looking to get out and put on a strong performance. They're up against a very, very strong and experienced lineup in the Dragons. I'm looking forward to it, Brownie. Don't know about you, but yeah, as I said, I'll be out there sitting on the hill and amongst all the South fans out there. Might do a little bit of footage or do a little live cross prior to the game or something like that. But
good on you.
Other than that, Brownie, what's your rest of the week going on, mate?
I'll be in Bali. Yeah, once again, chaps, I'm looking forward to it. But no matter what happens, we've still got some quality players to come back. We chaps, I don't know if we've already mentioned it, but
Campbell Graham,
Cameron Murray. Jacob Host, Shaq Mitchell. So still a lot of depth there to come back into this team before round one. Cody Walker's another one. That's if they do make round one with their injuries.
And it would have been good to see Schuster available. Just from what I gather and a little bit of word around, he's still not quite fit enough to play. Like, I don't think he's even going to play reserve grade for the first, dozen weeks of the season. He's still just taking his time to get back. Look, having a year out of the game, a big fellow like that hasn't just come naturally to him. He's just going to have to put the work in and maybe get the fruits of that labour later in the season. Look, he might be someone that just trots in late in the season and just puts his little touches on. And look, at the end of the day, it's up to him whether he wants to play or not.
And look, I know they're working hard, the Rabbitohs. All you got to do is tell by their body shapes on some of the players this year. Davey Mawali lost a heap of weight. Keon's looking a lot fitter. So the boys are doing a fair bit of work on the training paddock, and that's what you need to do. We're a little bit off the pace last year from my point of view. But in saying that, we're going to be ready this year come round one.
Yeah, and they haven't done a lot of opposed sessions. That was their first hit out on the weekend. They're going to be hungry. Physically, I want to see them get out there and just show a bit of physicality in every single collision and try and get it over the opposition, get it over the person in front of them. If we do that, it normally goes a long way, creates a bit of space for your Tari Ferraris out the back, and I'm sure he'll do the job on the weekend. And that might be about it for another edition of Rabbitohs Radio.
Yep, and to all the viewers out there, thanks for your support once again. Like I said, the sign is backwards, but the phone, we're filming off the phone here today, and we'll get our camera back over the next couple of days. And enjoy Mudgee.
Yep.
Hey, chaps, just quickly, the pathway's killing it.
Yeah, they're killing it. They're 6 from 6 in the boys. The girls are, I think they're 1 from 2. The Tasha Gale, Fiola yet to have a win, but they're all going to play this weekend. They're playing at Redfern Oval this weekend. The Lisa Fiola and Tasha Gale on Saturday. The boys are out there at is it Tweedy?
Yeah,
Tweedy Oval.
I think
Parramatta. Only the 19s. The Balls got the bye.
No, the Mats have got the bye.
The Mats have got the bye. The 17s. They're 3 from 3. Kel O'Brien's side, they're rolling through this competition at the moment. And look, they've got a big test. Parramatta are always bigger and stronger than everyone, like the Penrith Panthers. If the SG Ball can win that one, I think it's going to go a long way to them qualifying from the semis.
They're playing some really good footy, but credit to all the players and the coaching staff. Great brand of footy. Their defence is outstanding, and they're winning their games on the back of their defence, really, because the Harold Mats, especially last week, it was a tight game in that first half. I think it was only 4-4, and then a young kid by the name of Bait-Up came on and turned the game instantly with a couple of tries, a hand in another. And I know you've already wrapped it up. If you haven't seen the wrap-up of the pathway, go back to our YouTube channel and click on that. Chaps gives a brief little wrap-up on both games. So, yeah, some quality players, some talent in both teams, and, some boys to keep an eye on.
For sure.
And girls.
Yeah, and the girls are coming up too. But that might be about it for another edition of Rabbitohs Radio Podcast. Up the mighty Rabbitohs.
Up the Rabbitohs. Thanks for your support, guys.